Good evening, everyone. My name is Mayor Ray Murphy, reporting tonight from the town of Fort Myers Beach. I'm joined with my good friend Chief Ron Martin from the Fort Myers Beach Fire Control District, and my new good friend Bill Fucci from the USAR team, Urban Search and Rescue. So we're here tonight to report on what's been happening, what our plan is. First, thank you for continuing to tell our community's story, you folks from the press, and for helping us get important messages to our residents. That includes today's highly anticipated message about access to Fort Myers Beach. Let me start by saying to our residents, I know this is not going to be the plan that most of you are hoping for. It's not the optimum plan, but we're doing the best we can with the enormous challenges that are still in front of us. Chief?
So first, I'd like to start and be very clear to our residents and to our business owners that there is not a single structure on Fort Myers Beach that has not been impacted by this catastrophic event. Every single structure is considered unsafe until they are inspected, and that inspection is verified. Anyone choosing to take advantage of this re-entry plan, this phased access plan, is doing so at your own risk. I will repeat, if you choose to participate in this access process at this time, you are doing so at your own risk.
Our access plan will begin tomorrow, Saturday, October the 8th. Access will be by bus only. This access opportunity is intended for you to see your property and to collect necessary belongings only. Chief.
The area we are opening to access first will be north of Times Square. Buses will be operating from the Access Welcome Center at the Lee Tryon Park and Ride at Pine Ridge and Summerlin. Residents can park and line up to board buses beginning at 5 a.m. The buses will begin making trips onto the beach at 7 a.m. They will travel down Estero Boulevard, stopping every 500 feet. Buses will continue making inbound trips and outbound trips if desired until 1:30 p.m. At 1:30 p.m., buses will only be making outbound trips from the beach and back to the Welcome Center. That will continue until 5 p.m. Multiple trips from the beach to the Welcome Center will be allowed.
Bus access will only be granted to one homeowner per address and one additional person. Home ownership will be confirmed through a check-in process at the Welcome Center. Verification with county property records on LEPA, that's Lee Property Appraiser, .gov, that must match identification documentation provided by the homeowner. Once confirmed, residents will be provided a unique identifier sheet that will be color-coded for allowed days of access. For example, if a homeowner gains access tomorrow, their pass will be good for 2 days and will be a certain color to indicate that to check-in staff. If a homeowner gains access for the first time Sunday, their pass will be good for 2 days and will be a different color to indicate their access days to check-in staff. Access will be phased southward in 2-day increments as debris management efforts and USAR operations allow. Again, the forward progress of this process is following the forward progress of debris management, which is important to open up roads for safe travel, and by the USAR teams that are still actively trying to locate our friends and our loved ones. Only bring items that can basically fit on you or in your lap. This can be tote bags and or backpacks and items that can fit inside of those types of objects. You cannot bring firearms or hazardous materials like generators, fuel, or any type of battery. Chief.
So I want to be clear with everyone about our challenging infrastructure. There is no water, there is no water to drink, there is no wastewater. There is heavy physical damage of our infrastructure. So people need to bring plenty of water to drink and other hydration sources. It's hot and there is no air conditioning for relief. On the topic of water, please avoid contact with standing water, rivers, the Gulf, and the bay to prevent exposure to unknown physical, chemical, biological, or bacterial pollution. Please understand the limitations that our beach still faces. This plan is what we believe is in the best and safest opportunity for the town, its residents at this time. Please be smart, be safe, and be kind through this process.
We are hoping that we can expand not only the areas that are accessible, but also the manner of access within 2 weeks. But let's all remember that, sadly, several of our neighbors are still out there somewhere. So we need everyone's compassion, their patience, and cooperation to continue through this access process and the town's overall progress towards recovery. And with that, we'll open it up to questions.
You're saying it is one person, so even if the home is owned by two people, only that one homeowner and the other person is allowed to come for only 2 days and collect whatever they can in a backpack or whatever can be on their lap, and that's it for the foreseeable future, or?
No, it's 2 people per vehicle to start off with. You know, one has to be either the homeowner or have documentation to prove that they have the homeowner's permission to be out there. The other one can be another homeowner of that home, or they can be a friend, it can be a cousin, it can be anybody they choose to bring along with them. They'll be good for those 2 days, and then I'm not sure how that's going to work out just yet, but other areas will be opening up to the south over the next week, and when those open up, those people on the north end may still very well be able to gain access up there as well.
I think what's important for everybody to understand is we want to very quickly get this community into a recovery mode. So we want to get people back to their homes as safely and as quickly as we possibly can to get this recovery process from this catastrophic disaster kick-started as soon as we can.
And what are your hopes? Like, what are you hoping that the people are able to accomplish tomorrow with this short amount of time that they do have? Is it just to have a sense of what work they have to do eventually? I mean, they can't get working. They can't bring any of their
Right.
tools with them. So, what's the goal here?
Well, the goal is to get them back to see their homes. Okay, so they can take pictures of their home. They can have that for their insurance people or what have you. They can also, now at their own risk, they can enter their houses and pick up items that they want to get. Again, I repeat, that's at their own risk. All of these houses have not been inspected yet. That process is ongoing. So people enter their homes at their own peril. I'm not here to tell people not to do that. That's a decision that they'll make themselves. And but to reiterate, there's not a structure on Fort Myers Beach that hasn't been affected by this storm in one way or another. So we'll determine, it's an ongoing process with the inspections, how many of these homes are not structurally sound. But we want them to be able to see their homes, to get any items out of there that they want to get, and give them some comfort of what's still there.